be kinder. And I think that kindness is sort of like a boomerang in a certain sense. Kindness will inspire more kindness.
My name is Kristine Onejeme, and I believe
tell yourself that
because
I can do
what
this.
gender we are, it doesn't matter. We all live on this earth. We're all here together. Might as well put up with each other at this point, right? There's no point in all this fighting, all this hate.
Throughout history and in contemporary life, women face an abundance of challenges, whether that be internally or through the faults of society. Nevertheless, we've become more aware over the years, with a better perspective on the kind of treatment women deserve. We've overcome and endured. We fight for an ideal world for women. Hi, I'm Siyennah Igmen, and today we'll explore how modern-day women strive to fight for our ideal world. In part 1, we'll dive deeper into the internal aspects, the characteristics and qualities women can possess that would make the world a better place. Kindness, leadership, empathy, courage, and self-compassion.
I like to use when I need to perform a leadership activity is really bringing out the best in people by taking the initiative. So it's really trying to get to understand your members and see what they're good at so that they can really perform their best in the activity we're doing. And with everybody's combined efforts, we will obviously work together smoothly through cooperation, another skill. Everybody must come to an agreement so that nobody is holding each other down and nobody's bringing each other down, but just pushing each other towards our shared endpoint. Another skill is to socialize. We can't just have a silent leader a silent leader won't work. So I am great at socializing and good at bringing out I'm great at socializing and really getting to know my members. Like I said before, it's important to understand your members. And you must have good social skills to do that because sometimes it may be difficult to really break open your members. Like they're just stuck to themselves. You don't want to cooperate. So it must take those great leadership skills to achieve that. Another quality is, of course, organization. You must perform in an organized manner so everything goes smoothly. And lastly, it's to really be the positivity in the group, because if there's no hope, you have to be that hope. I truly work absolutely positively when I'm around people. I love cooperating with others, and with that, I use my positivity to help make sure others see the same views I am, that things will work out and things will be okay. So a leadership philosophy I always think about and keep in mind when I perform my leadership duties is to never exclude someone out, because everybody hates the feeling of exclusion and it really affects their future abilities in working and cooperating with another team. So I'm avoiding that by always reaching out to every single member and making sure that they're comfortable in performing their best with the group, and if they have any trouble, they have absolute contact with me. I also keep in mind that it's always best to approach with a, of course, kindly and positive manner, because then you'll gain your members' trust that they know you are the go-to person. They'll never hesitate to approach you because you'll always be smiling and kind to them when speaking with them. I believe I'm a great leader because I always follow every rule in the handbook, bring out the best in my members, and make sure everything happens on time and smoothly, in a smoothly manner. I am very organized with all my activities and documents. I know how to handle every procedure, creating documents, sending them out. I'm great at sharing the information with all my members and make sure they're all aware of what's happening and what needs to happen.
Well, personally, I'm a very creative outlet kind of person, so whenever I feel like, hey, I don't feel that great, I normally dress up like this. If I don't feel confident, I try to find something that I can wear that'll make me feel like myself, feel confident, feel bold. And I'll also, if I am at home and I need to like decompress, I'll normally paint something, draw something, find a way to like release my insecurities in a healthy way rather than sit in them and have them take over me. Negative self-talk is a big one for me because, especially in the performing industry, you want to criticize everything you do so you can improve, but there's always that part where you can't accept compliments or something like that. Like, you can't uplift yourself. So negative self-talk, I normally have to, there's this tactic where you pretend like you're talking to your friend instead of talking about yourself, and it becomes this sort of, I wouldn't say, hey, your performance was horrible to anybody ever, but to myself it seems a lot easier because I've been with myself long enough. You just seem like a lot harder on yourself because it's easier to see the faults. But when you look at it as if you were talking to somebody else, you can bring out the goods in it. Like, oh, you know what, I did trip and I did hit my leg really hard, but I got up and I pretended like everything was okay until the scene was over. Then I was like, ow, my bruise. So it's more of like giving yourself credit for things that deserve credit, but also noticing, hey, there are things you can improve on. Hey, there is ways we can work on stuff. It affects my life a lot. Negative mindsets really keep me inside like my own self-consciousness. I'm a very like the industry that I want to go into, which is songwriting and performing, depends on an audience. It depends on engaging with people and having their opinions. Like they need to like my music in order for me to gain revenue, to gain more followers, to do what I love to do. So my negative mindset of I need their opinion is just so like consuming a lot of times. But I have to remind myself, I do what I love to do. I love performing. It is so much fun. And so being able to do that for people and for myself specifically just makes it so much more worthwhile and so much more valuable. So I need to, like, a way that I get through it is I remind myself why I started and remind myself why I keep going.
That would be when I first became a mom for our first child, Siyennah. We had no clue, or I had no clue, how it would be like to become a mom. At that time, of course, I was younger. My husband was deployed. I didn't have any family around me, and so I didn't have no choice but to be strong and to give the best that I can provide for my daughter, and struggle basically to become a better person. And that would be like I went to school and work at the same time, and I wanted to provide the best for my daughter. And so I find different means and different ways for me to get that better version of myself. I think that comes with a situation where you're presented with an obstacle and you have nowhere else to go and you have nowhere else to go, and no choice but to confront and face that situation, and you're forced to become a courageous person at that point because that's it. The struggle and the obstacle is right in front of you, and it's either to do good or to not do good. And if you are confronted with that difficult situation, being able to look at that challenge and tell yourself that I can do this, and having that positive attitude, and also reassuring yourself, no matter if it's hard to do at that point, but reassuring yourself that things will get better, and surrounding yourself with positive people, and of course your trust in the Lord and trust in God that things will get better as long as you continue to pursue what's the right thing to do. I think people struggle to become courageous is because of how they're brought up, maybe, and also their faith in the Lord, and they're just not given any opportunity to struggle when they're younger. I believe struggles and challenges and obstacles is what makes a person become a strong and courageous individual. And if you are not presented and you're not explored, or if you're not given that opportunity to explore that challenge at a young age, it will be tough. But the more you're presented and the more you overcome those challenges, the better you are to become a courageous individual. And you'll know with the more challenges that you face, you will know that you'll get through it. Okay, you have done it in the past to get through the hardest of things. So no matter what challenge or what level of challenge it would be that you're facing, one day, one step at a time, things will get better.
Kindness is very prominent because I have friends and family who really care about me. But as for the whole world, I think it could definitely use a little more kindness. But I know that there is kindness out there. And I think that being kind to yourself definitely helps you to be kind to others. But I think that being kind to others is something that you have to choose to do, though being kind to yourself and many other things does help. I think that kindness is sort of like a boomerang in a certain sense. Kindness will inspire more kindness. I always feel much more motivated to be kind when somebody has been kind to me.
Makes me feel actually really nice, because that's almost unusual where they feel empathy toward me, because I'm used to feeling empathetic towards others. But if they feel empathy towards me, I feel really close to them, like they really understand me, and I think that's really special, because I think we all need to, as human beings, we all really need to try to understand one another. Empathy is a skill that you learn over time as you learn from each other, as well as you feel, as you go through life and feel yourself. So I think being able to experience that is really important too. Because if you're able to put yourself in other people's shoes to feel how they feel, it really gets, again, to that you get to understand them. And we need a lot more of that in the world today. Feeling how other people feel so that we can adjust maybe what we're doing, what we're saying, how we're acting towards other people. And I think that's just really, really important in order for all of us to get along, as well as help one another out. Over the last couple of years with COVID, I think a lot of people lost that. You know, we tend to be a little bit more self-involved in how we're feeling ourselves. But, you know, one of the things that I did early on in COVID, and throughout life, by the way, because I'm a middle child. And a middle child, you get things from the top and the bottom, or the side, you know, from both sides. And me being able to watch how my sisters grew up and my brother grew up, as well as things that we were going through ourselves in the family, helped me to adjust and maybe develop that empathetic side of myself. Not just feeling sympathy or you know, just feeling kind of sorry or feeling bad or feeling happy for somebody else, but really putting myself in their shoes. And that's helped me grow and develop as a person. I know that that really helps, and I think that's something that was lacking. You see it in some countries, some cities, some states, more than others. And if more and more people just reached out to help other people, the world will be a better place to live in. And I'm hoping, you know, I'm always hopeful that we can always remember that. If you're able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes and see how they're feeling, maybe that will help you to help others more.